This is 2010 AP Calc FRQ number 2. So for number 2A, it asks you to find the rate at which entries were being deposited at time t equals 6. So if you want to find the approximation of the rate at t equals 6, you use these two x and y's to find the slope. So for number 2A, you do E7 minus E5 over 7 minus 5 since 6 is in the middle of these two numbers. So 20 minus 13 over 2, so it's 400 entries per hour. And then for B, it asks you to find the trapezoidal sum with 4 subintervals by the table. And then it asks you to explain the meaning of 1 over 8 integral from 0 to 8 of E of t. For number 2 of B, I used the trapezoidal sum 2 times 6 plus 4 over 2 plus 3, 4 plus 13 over 2 plus 2 times 13 plus 21 over 2 plus 1 times 21 plus 23 over 2. And for the trapezoidal sum, how I did was you multiply the two numbers and then you divide them by 2 and then multiply by the height, which is the difference between the x coordinates, so it's 1. So what I got was 10.688 for the trapezoidal sum, and this number represents the average number of entries from noon to 8 p.m. because it's the average value of from 0 to 8. And then for C, it asks you to find how many entries had not been processed by midnight t equals 12. So for C, I did 20 minus integral from 8 to 12 of p of t, because 23 I got it from 8. At 8 hours they have 2300 of entries, and then it asks you to find how many have not been processed by midnight. So I subtract 23, what they should have got, minus what they actually got through the process. So that's why I did 23 minus integral from 8 to 12 p of t and got 700 entries. And then for D, it asked you to find what time were the entries being processed most quickly. So this is asking for the absolute maximum. So for D, I got 8, 12, 9.183, 10.816 as the candidates for the possible maximums. So how I did was p prime of t equals 0. At p prime of t equals 0, the t represents the critical points. So I found the derivative of p of t and got 3t squared minus 60t plus 298. And then I set them equal to 0 and got 9.186 and 10.816. And then I have to include the endpoints, 8 and 12. So I got these numbers, and it was the biggest at t equals 12, 8, and that's why I got the entries were being processed most quickly at t equals 8 for D.